Hi, you guys. One of you lovelies commented the other day that they went back and looked at the video for full pink moon last year. And that's, I always forget to touch upon that point that, if you've got a library of stuff, you've got 300 or something videos back there. And, I've been doing this about a year, a little over a year. And, if a title resonates, I don't label every video timeless, but very often they are. It's not actually associated with this particular moon versus that particular moon. When a title resonates, I think that's a big indicator. And I work fairly, and I'm not sure to how much effect, but I'm think a long time about the title. So, if something seems to click with your story, and, I'll be talking along when I throw the cards, saying, you do this, and you do that, and the other person does that. The pronouns get scrambled. As I'm reading the story, when a character first pops out, I don't know who they are. And neither do you. So we discover together as we throw the cards. So at the beginning, I might be saying you, and then suddenly I realize that's the other guy. And I'll try to say, the other guy, or, so just, you're going to be more adept at that than I am, rearranging it so that it makes sense with your story. The characters in your individual story kind of line up with the thing I'm talking about. And very often nothing will line up. Or one phrase will really, suddenly you'll think, oh my God, this is for me. So there's that. The other thing I was thinking about is, if we focus intently, as we, I think, tend to do here sometimes, on the one who's not here, the one we wish was here, and they're not. Obviously, if we care about this person, they're going to rise up, and there's no point in saying, they're not there, they don't exist, I wall them off, I spit them out. No. But if we're totally riveted on the idea that love, when it comes, will have this person's face, I think we may be off the mark. And if we're so fixed on that person who's not here, that focus means we're not here. It's a chain reaction of, I'm focused all on the energy of the absent. It becomes like a drain, an energy suck into that empty space. So, I don't do it very well, but I keep getting that again and again, and then almost immediately forgetting it. As we focus on our life and what we love and the places where we're present, even if it's the presence with our own insecurities or our own pain or our own sadness, that counts as focus on, and not in a kind of a spotlight that never turns off. Focus on me, but focus on what you love. The people who are present in your life, your real surroundings, not this kind of weird plane where you both kind of exist there in some capacity but can't find each other. Screw that. Don't try to pitch your tent there. Just don't, I am unpitching my tent. I'm going to find another place for it that's closer at hand and accessible to other people who are present in the world. in my world. Dig it? I mean, it's kind of duh, but, you know, in practice, that's a tough one. Be mindful, you know, be where you are. That's be here now, as Ram Dass says. If you want to get to that beyond time place, that's how you click your red slippers together, Dorothy, and get there. Bottom of the deck just happened to be Five of Cups. That's focusing on what's not there. You know, in daily life, what's the love that's I wish was here and it isn't? And the Two Cups may be behind me, but I'm there riveted on the three that aren't. It's no way to live in the world. You know, let's put off the widow weeds, that aspect of us that says we're still in mourning. You know, at some point, whenever you look at it, however it expresses in whatever culture, there's a time for mourning, signified maybe by what you wear, or the fact that you cut all your hair off, or whatever it is. And when it's done, externally, there's some widow thing or widower thing that's dropped so that you're, you know, there you are in your own skin again. You're not defined by loss. And I'm just determined not to be defined by loss. That doesn't mean don't feel it. It means don't let it eat you alive. Don't let your life be brought back into the layer of what's not there. It doesn't work. You can't manifest from there. Strength card, card of Leo. You know, it's courage. And it's courage, I think, that we get when we understand our place in the world. You know, it shows the beast and the angel. And we're both. And we need each other, those two aspects of ourselves. You know, the natural and the supernatural. And there's comfort in that. They get comfort from each other. They're in a place of not being afraid. They give each other comfort and courage. Those are energies inside of you. And it also can influence how you match up with another person in a particular situation. You may be able to face the future together or understand each other's pain without getting sucked up by it. They help you do the same. Six of Pentacles. You know, in this relationship, it's symbiotic. Both parties benefit. Both parties gain courage and healing. Life force energy doesn't sap them. Pentacles, life force energy. Pentacles are about life and time and what's real. You know, what we can get our hands on in our 3D existence. And this is like getting our hands on what's over and above our 3D existence, but expressed through it. This is a card of sharing, of help. I mean, this is minor arcana. In our daily life, it expresses as a kind of equal give and take in real terms. And in the major arcana way, it expresses, it looks like that same energy. It is that same energy. These two are roughly equivalent. Equal support, equal support. You know, getting stronger in each other's company, getting more grounded and more real, more established over time. there is an infinity symbol above the angelic individual's head. This is an eternal relationship. It's in time, Pentacles, but it's also eternal. And I think right off the bat, we've got two people involved here. The two people receiving the Pentacles on Six of Pentacles, and the two here entwined, the two energies that need each other. Ace of Pentacles. Earth energy, the opportunity, the beginning, the seed of something new. It's like if we were ever needy like these beggar people, you know, in need, needing help from each other, needing help from, I mean, you know, in the best of circumstances, we do this with everybody we come into contact with. We're able to heal each other. And you know, we know pretty definitively when that stops being the case. Somebody who doesn't offer you this, why would you ever focus on a relationship that didn't offer you equal give and take? It's like opening a vein for somebody so they can suck on your strength. We're not doing that. If we ever did, no more. There's a new way. There's a new way to be in the world. The ace, the eye. The opportunity to, well, remember I said if you're focused on what's not there, you're not there. This is an eye card, can be, the ace. It's the eye that's here in Pentacles, you know, tangibly invested in this lifetime. And that doesn't mean you're cut off from the eternal one. You're bringing that eternal energy of the archetype and recognizing it in your life and using that, using that energy to help you, to give you courage to face the 3D, to open your door and walk out into the world, which some days is like an act of supreme courage just to be here. That mindful thing we were talking about makes me yodel. It, you know, I really believe it. Okay, under strength, which is a fire energy card, 10 of Wands. We've been getting that at every read almost. Putting down the burden in Wands energy. It may have been a burden of something that was not equal, that left you in this beggar mode. You know, things never got recalibrated. Well, you're recalibrating them now. If the scales were uneven, you know, somebody had their finger on the scales and maybe you let them. This is a big offloading of the crap of the bull. Apparently, the powers that be don't like it when we say certain words. And they've given us this phony language, and I won't go there if I can help it. This ish business is just, you know what. This is Page of Swords, a card of, well, taking a stance. You know, once you put this down, once somebody does, they have to offload, and then they have a page's amount of truth to work with. They turn to the world with beginner's mind, beginner's eyes, and say, what's here? If I've offloaded, you know, the idea that I can chase down a person who's not here and be present in the world, there's a new way to think about it, because that will never, ever get us there. You know, we'll be running in place forever. Instead, we want to do this kind of forever energy. So, Tell us about beginner's mind. Yeah. Remember that was on the bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. Cups are water energy. They're about what you feel and who you feel it for. And this is being stuck in mourning. You know, not taking off the widow's weeds, the mourner's cloak. It actually operates, and I don't know where, I was thinking about this morning. When you're absent, because you're focusing on the one who's absent, it's like you're in a cloaking device. You know, I think it's Star Trek where the airships have cloaking devices so they can't be seen. When you're focused on grief, way beyond the term, because there is a term. There's an expiration date. Doesn't mean you don't feel it anymore, but you don't focus on it anymore. Off comes the cloaking device, and you can be seen. Here I am, Pentacles energy. Here I am. Everything's possible now. Wow. On 10 of... I love tarot so much. On 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands. From that completed cycle in the 10 to the new beginning in the Ace. It's like you put down the burden, out you pop. Your life force energy, the thing that kind of drives your physical life. Your intuition, your inspiration, your fire. And it's almost like this was, you know, if you build a fire, you can smother the flame. There's too much, you know, wax in the candle. There's too much wet wood on the fire. What, you know, there's some analogy like that. So you need to kind of begin again with less. Less is more. Tell us about 5 of Cups. 4 of Swords. No, healing that your mind actually, let's see, how do we say this? Your feelings linger in this wash of, you know, I miss this person. It changes my life to have this absence here. So I'm absent. I'm wearing a cloaking device. You think it's going to work. It does for a little while. You might need it for a little while. But then 10 of Swords, you don't need it. So off goes the cloak. There is Ace of Wands. You, life force energy, because you've healed the sadness. You've healed that tendency to just, this is my brain's default neural pathway, right back to those empty cups. The brain is recalibrating here. And it takes time. You know, you may be out of mourning, but there is this period of recuperation. And it's recuperation in a crypt. So it has to do with endings. I don't think it's whatever you or this person is leaving behind. And I was trying to think, is it one or the other? And I don't know yet. But like, you know, you've discovered a new way of thinking about it. And not by lingering in that, you know, trying to analyze the situation. No, you give your brain a rest on it. It's just like, let's be here now. The healing is underway. The Strength card, please. The one major arcana on the board. A card of Leo. Again and again and again, lovers. It is this kind of balance, this kind of compassion. The Strength card, it gives us courage to face the world. It gives us fire, passion, life force. But it's a choice. It's a choice to unload and reveal the new impulse. It's a choice to understand who you match with and who you love and what you can do about it and what you can't do about it. They're both in sword energy. This is Gemini, card of the twins. In that sword energy, healing the way we think about something. I'm putting them down in a weird way here. Yeah, okay, strength goes back. She disappeared for a moment. It unnerved me. So on this card of addressing each other's pain, but not being swallowed up by it, I said it was two people. Here we have it again, lovers. And this is equally the two sides of yourself, masculine, feminine, in balance. Another card of balance. And on Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, in that same sword energy, a message, somebody's coming in. It isn't just a message. It has to do with this healing process. And it might even be, because you're not focused on what's gone, you're here and present with what is, that it opens the gateway for this person to come in. Some person, might not be the same person. This one has a kind of present for each other feel. Doesn't have, it's just not draining and sad. It's inspiring, lively, and real. Tell us about the Six, please, of Pentacles. Fool. I was going to say the new energy, the new situation, the new dynamic. It's in that same energy as, when I say energy, I just mean it's a wand. It's a fire card. It's the Fool. It's the first card in Major Arcana. The Zero. The individual. The I. And this is kind of, I act, therefore I am. Not I think, therefore I am. Our thinking brain is in timeout somehow, or somebody's is. And it's like you shut that voice up, and suddenly you've got your voice back, Knight of Swords. And you're able to come into yourself and begin the journey, to take a leap forward. But it's interesting, it's clarifying this card of exchange. I think maybe this relationship, this real 3D exchange, which may have been wildly imbalanced at one point, once it comes into equal give and take, it frees both of you in this way. You're willing to take the risk to begin. It begins in you, and then you're able to share it. And that's not saying if you embark on a relationship and it right away there are red flags and it sours and it makes you feel shitty, if this is how you feel right out of the gate, maybe because you're triggered by some past loss, put it down so that you can begin fresh with something that's there for you. On Page of Swords, the new idea or the new way of looking at something. Eight of Swords. If this is beginner's mind, let's take a new look at it. This is, like, I mean, on the face of it, they begin nothing. This is the stuck mind, which we're, I think, learning how. It's a card of, like, let's figure this out, how to heal. How to recalibrate our brain. You know, the old way was a trap, a mental trap. And sometimes it's considered a self-imposed mental trap. But whoever that trapped person is, it's like they're really breaking free. If this was the log jam, somebody's, you know, freeing up the life force flow. Life force flow. Life force flow. Okay. Okay. Oh, rats. On the Fool. Well, this is a card that can be, you know, I don't know. There are a lot of possibilities, and I don't know. With all these feelings that might come into reality, because it's sort of a card of imagination or fantasy. I don't know. I don't know what love holds for me out there. You know, but this is what I'm leaping into with faith, some kind of ground, earth energy, like I won't fall into the abyss. I'll leap anyway. You know, I'm emboldened somehow. I'm emboldened. And I think in part, you're both emboldened. Emboldened by each other. To make this choice. To recognize who you already are to each other. And I think, you know, there'll be a sense of recognition. But it won't be just you recognizing the other person. I see you, I know you. And meanwhile, they're in some sort of cloaking device. This is the one who's present. And it might be a situation that really had to change kind of before the lights went on. This is the direction. Out of this, you know, taking my sword up in my hand, my new fresh truth, and undoing the lock of this, we've gotten the same basic message, a multitude. This is where we belong. You know, in the circle of our friends or, you know, the connections that are there, not the three that aren't there. It's a card of joy and reunion. No reunion is possible in this state of mind. Your heart is too empty. You know, fill your cups. Reunite with the people who are there in 3D, minor arcana. They're there for you. Card of choice, like lovers. And I see this now as like, almost like a foot in, there's an idea that you can have a foot in both worlds. And yes, you can. In sort of your real life stories that unfolds, your personal story, and a foot in the common, on the common ground, you know, everybody's beings meet up there, have this circle of the dance of joy reunion. This is the dance of change. But at some point, I think we have to choose it. We have to choose it. We can't just stay passive in our sadness and not move. Summon the life force. Begin again. Lay down what you have to. get the flame out from under this load. Temperance angel has come again and again and again to bless us here. Very similar energies. The blend of the cups, the blend of these two, the spiritual and the physical. There's something I read somewhere that with twins, the feminine twin is spiritual. The masculine twin, and we're talking about energies, not gender. The masculine twin is physical. They come together, and the bond that they form is both spiritual and physical. It's like I pour you into me, you pour me into you, or whatever. I've got my pronouns, which is, ongoing in tarot. But this is the synthesis of the two of you. The synthesis. The relationship that does not sap you. Divine timing. Dance of change, dance of time, 2 of Pentacles. Dance of joy, 3 of Cups. So, what this angel now, I think, is saying, there's a real cool quote about have patience with all the things within you that, you think are stunted, or I can't remember. I'll try to find it. But it's counsel like, don't waste your life. There are forces in the universe that want you to live, to live, to live. And, this reunion feeling is in divine timing, but it's also in that eternal time. Keep this circle going. A card of reunion. To choose reunion, to choose union. You can't leave yourself out of the equation, and you can't have union with somebody who's not showing up. We can't. Neither can they. So, onward and upward. And, thanks to you all. There should now be a join, not a join button. There should be a join button, but also a thanks button now. All that does is give me a tip. And for some reason, it was turned off for a while during all that logistical stuff around payment and blah, blah. That went down a couple weeks ago. But I think we might be back on track, at least for a little while. And, in more ways than one. Bless us. All right. See you next time. Can't turn me off. 1, 2, 3, go.